Hello, you beautiful people out there. Welcome back. It's Press Play again. Hey, it's Bailey. I feel like every time I do this, I laugh after I say my name. It's like I just can't take my own name seriously.
It's like a nervous tick. It's like, hey, it's
It
Bailey.
is a nervous tick. There's something that they came out recently and said that like it's like a TikTok or something that went viral about Jennifer Aniston having some sort of tick every time she starts to talk on Friends. I didn't watch it because I didn't care enough to watch it. I was just like, oh, that's interesting. So now I'm like, what if this is my tick? Like every
What
time
is
I say my
sh-
name, I have to laugh.
What does she do?
I
And now
don't
I'm
know.
very curious.
I think she like clears her throat or something every time before she's about to talk, but once you notice it, you like can't unnotice it kind of thing. So, but it's okay.
Ross.
This is unfortunately this isn't a thing a discussion about anything with friends. So I'm moving on and introducing my real friends, which is Matthew Austin and Omar Zaki.
Aw.
What's up,
Did you
people?
like that
Sweet.
transition?
That was
Just to
impressive.
introduce you guys?
That was the thing of pros.
I impressed the shit out of myself because I was on the fly. But yeah, so hey, what's up? It's Fridays with Wanda and Vision. We're here to discuss the newest episode, which is the 8th episode, which is the second to last episode. And it's very
God,
upsetting.
what a bummer. It's about
I know,
to
I'm
end.
really gonna miss this show. I'm not gonna
I'm excited.
lie. I'm excited too, because
Can't wait
I
for this
love
shit to be over.
I love finales of everything. It's just usually when I finish it, I have to immediately restart it because I get sad.
Mhm.
She's
Probably
not
do that for
lying.
this
She'll finish the last episode of something and then she'll just episode 1.
Oh yeah, I like recently finished Clone Wars and I'm on my like third watch through of that.
Oh my god.
I have
I
a
can't
sickness.
believe it. Meanwhile, me and
Um,
Omar
Fucking
me and Omar struggling to just get through it.
It's
Oh,
a
dude,
Really
I've
love it.
decided I'm gonna skip a few episodes to where you and Tyler are. That way we're kind of on the same pace.
Oh, I like it, dude.
Aw, look how cute,
Yeah.
guys.
We feel like we're all doing something together.
doing it together, but
Yeah,
apart.
But apart.
But yeah, we're here to talk about this crazy ass episode. Super excited to discuss this. But before we get into the minutia, as some may say about this,
That's a good word.
that-
Minutia.
I know, leave me alone. You can always follow us on any social media that isn't Facebook, and it will continue to be that way.
Fuck those
But
guys.
you can follow us on Twitter at AgainPress or Instagram at PressPlayAgain. We'll have things posted soon. That's as much as I'm gonna get into it. And then you can also listen.
Quit
to us
asking.
if you don't feel like watching us, you can listen to us, and you can do so on Spotify, Breaker, Google Podcasts, Pocket Casts, Radio Public, and most importantly, Apple Podcasts. And it's most importantly because we need you. We need you to give us 5 stars and leave comments, concerns, questions, all of it. Just write something.
Do you
and
guys
also subscribe and like it all.
do you guys
know.
think people understand the gravity when we say like we need you to review us on Apple Podcasts? Like, do you think anybody gets it?
I hope not. I really hope not. Since
Of course
we,
you would
we've
say
gotten
that.
nothing.
At
I know,
least
'cause
that
I
would
feel
mean
like every time I'm like always pleading. I feel like I'm if you could see me, I'd be like on my knees begging, but I'm not. I'm sitting in a chair. But that's what I hope my voice is conveying, you know?
yeah.
So, okay, but anyway, we've done all that. We got our reviews that we're going to keep coming through on Fridays of all these upcoming TV shows, which is super exciting. Every Friday, you're going to get that. And then Thursdays, we do our movie book club. We're going to have the continuation of the countdown to the Snyder Cut, which will be next Thursday. We're doing the infamous original Justice League.
Here
You
you
love
go
when I
again with
use
the
it. You
infamous-
love when I use it.
Maybe
I'm starting to.
this time she nailed it though, right? I don't know.
Right?
We'll
Yeah.
see.
That's what
Yeah,
I
it sounds the
purposely
right
did
way.
that. But
I love it.
not even worrying about that because we got to focus on this business that we got into.
I'll throw
all the
out real
nasty.
quick. I was thinking about it earlier how we have to watch that movie, and I'm not gonna lie, I had like a small little panic attack. So
It's okay. We're doing it for you folks out there. This is all for you, like 6 people. But anyway, so going into this, we got the newest episode 8, called Previously On, which God, they always hit it. They always hit it with them titles. I love it. But yeah, I guess we can do our first kind of reactions to how we felt about this specific episode. I'm going with Omar because I know the least about how he's going to react to this episode. So you go first, bud.
I fell asleep a couple times.
shut the fuck up.
I'm gonna say that while
Damn.
watching the episode. The pacing just threw me off. Honestly, I wasn't. Dude, absolutely kidding. My favorite fucking episode
Oh
of
my
the
God,
entire
I like-
season.
You're
Come
so
on back,
convincing.
baby.
It was so fucking good. Dude, so much heart. I teared up twice. One of my favorite MCU moments of all time, like across all 22 movies, or I guess 23 now. I'm not too sure.
Mhm.
Who the fuck
Um,
knows?
was the moment with Wanda and Vision at the Avengers
On the
tower.
bed. Yeah,
Yeah,
the
dude, one of my favorite
compound.
MCU out of anything I've seen. Now I loved it. It was so fucking good. It hit me out of nowhere, honestly, with the feels. The pacing, obviously, there was a change of pacing, but much needed. I mean, this is the second and last episode, so we kind of
Right.
expected it. I was expecting a bit more. I really wasn't expecting this episode because I was thinking we were gonna kind of head into some other direction where things like sped up and action and this and that. But no, I
Mhm.
mean, much needed. I loved it. I loved everything about it. So yeah,
God. See, you totally got me because you're so convincing every time you do
gotcha.
it. And I was like, damn, I wasn't expecting this, but like I respect his opinion.
No,
But
it was
that's
amazing.
awesome. How'd you feel, Matt?
Dude, best episode ever, far and away. Like, this is the crowning achievement of the MCU. No, I'm just kidding. This episode sucked ass, guys. This was like the
Y'all
worst
are
fucking
confusing the
thing
shit out of
ever.
me.
No, I'm serious. This was easily the best episode of WandaVision. Come the fuck on. Jeez. Oh, I love it. I didn't know what they were gonna do this week. If they were gonna try to like go into the whole 2010 era thing, and it was like that's
Yeah.
so similar to the 2000s and Malcolm in the Middle and that whole mockumentary style. So I was hoping that this was more of like a let's like take a step back.
Real
Let's have more
world kind of part.
exposition. Let's 100%. And I'm glad that's what we got. I never would have thought we'd have this much kind of like flashback type of things, but I loved all of it. I love how the show continues to elevate the weakest parts of the MCU, including like Age of Ultron stuff and even just like Wanda's backstory. Like they kind of in a way change it. Like instead of her being like just like experimented on and like created like this, it was like no, she was like sort of like a witch all along. You know what I mean? And I
Yeah,
liked all that
and
stuff. I like how they I feel like it strengthens her character a lot, and I think that's what they were going for with it. And yeah, like Omar said, that moment at Avengers Tower or compound,
compound,
whatever it
yeah.
is, and that Civil War era type, like I loved that. That scene with her and Vision was great. And I felt like showed a lot of like how much she was struggling with her brother dying, because I feel like the MCU didn't really hang on that too much until this. So I feel like that was a big deal, and yeah, I teared up a couple times, and we'll get into some of like the cooler stuff and stuff we think about next week. But yeah, I loved it. My favorite
Hell yeah.
episode. My favorite episode, guys.
Okay, good, good, good. So my opinion is going to be my actual opinion, and I'm not going to try and trick anyone. But
She
I
says.
also clearly loved this episode. I loved the style they chose. The fact that it turned into being like a play on A Christmas Carol and like Scrooge and all of that. It's like you have your Ghost of Christmas Past. It's like showing you through your past. It's like it was a really similar vibe to me because I've used to watch those movies so much when I was younger, and I find that so cool. Like just walking through doorways of your past, and it's all because Agatha just like wants to get her information from her past. But like I just all that is like
It's
I
really
was not
cool.
expecting that at all. I
That's
never like
crazy.
would have expected that that's what they chose.
I didn't even make that comparison, the Christmas Carol thing, but you're right.
That's the first thing I
I
thought
nodded.
of.
Yeah,
That's
that's
really
First
totally
thing
cool.
I thought of. And it's
That's
only
awesome.
spot
because my
on.
mom loves musicals. So
What a
she
nerd.
loves watching Scrooge, and and she like watches it through like the year, like not just during Christmas. So I would see it on all the time. So the amount of times I've seen that movie is like
It's
ridiculous.
March 1st. Let me bust out the Christmas Carol.
I know. Every time my dad would walk in the living room, he'd just be like, "She's watching Scrooge again," and I'm like, "I'm sorry, Dad." But yeah, I think that this episode was so strong, and it makes you care even more about that. The whole point of the show is to make you care more about Wanda, and now it's like, God, she is the most important person to all of us. Like we're like, Wanda,
Jesus.
keep her safe. So I loved this episode. I'll talk more about everything when we get into all of it. But yeah, I agree completely with you guys. We're a great team. We agree on things. So
High five, guys.
high five. But so yeah. I'm glad you high five for real. Let's just dive in. Full spoilers, all of it, because we need to just discuss everything that's been revealed to us. Which starting with, we literally start with getting the background of Agatha Harkness, which I thought was really interesting because I know nothing about her. So
Right.
I'm wondering if it's comic book like accurate. I'm assuming it is.
I was reading the only real big difference is that I think in the comics she's even older. Like she's from like the Atlantis era. which
Oh, Jesus.
I fucking forget where that was in history, but I guess it was before they started accusing everybody of being witches.
Oh, okay. So this is during the Salem Witch trials.
Salem Witch trials, yeah. So I guess she
Yeah.
pissed off her mom and her witch friends,
coven.
and they were just like,
Yeah.
"Fuck you."
Yeah.
But
Um,
I like really dug it, and I was excited that this was a more heavily Agatha based episode, which I assumed it
Mhm.
would be.
Literally,
but-
we got a purple MCU logo. That was cool.
Oh yeah, that was so cool.
I thought we were gonna get to see Ralphie. I guess he's not a thing. Maybe.
Excuse me. Oh,
The
the
damn
husband.
husband.
Yeah,
He's,
Ralph.
you know what the other thing was I noticed, Omar? This was I said this literally out loud when we were watching it. It was the part where the rabbit and the locust are just flying around and she's like
Yeah.
controlling the locust and then she makes the bunny eat it. And I'm like, really hope that wasn't a kid. Because we were
Oh my
saying we
God.
thought
Yeah,
we were
yeah, I
saying
know,
we
I
thought
know.
she turned them into the kids.
No,
And I
at
was
that point I was like, "There's no way.
yeah. I was just like,
That's
oh,
way too
that's
dark.
gonna be
Hopefully,
really
all our
bad.
theories are wrong.
That's way too dark for the MCU."
I know.
Um, Speaking of Agatha, I guess now we know about Quicksilver. So it was Quicksilver. She was just controlling him.
You guys
Because at
bummed
some
about
point
that?
She says,
Slightly less cool.
"Huh?
I said, are you guys bummed about it? It's not? It wasn't like multiverse ish.
I
Wait,
told
what do you mean?"
Because it wasn't like she pulled in a Quicksilver from another world. It sounds like she just kind of like created, like she didn't have
she
the
just
body.
she just created a
Yeah.
Quicksilver.
Oh,
and
I
for
thought she
some
said
reason,
that wasn't her. That she was just the eyes and the ears. Like she was just
no,
controlling him.
from what I understood, the way she explained it,
Maybe.
it seemed like she was saying like I like manifested this person, but like
Yeah, it
'cause
sounded like she
couldn't,
just
like bring someone back
Oh,
to
maybe.
life. Like she
Yeah,
couldn't bring
maybe.
him back.
Yeah, because the
But-
real
Alright.
Quicksilver was dead in the streets still. I
So it
guess.
is a weird choice. If that's the case, and then it isn't like a part of the
Mhm.
multiverse, like it's a weird choice using
Yeah.
a character from another
Yeah,
fucking
world.
Fox.
that's the couple thing.
Yeah,
like
that's
I
like
love
weird.
because the MCU it hits 99 out of 10. Let's go with that. But it's always they'll do the thing,
Wow.
the weird pullbacks. You know what I mean? Like I think back to Iron Man 3, the fucking twist with the villain, the Mandarin. Like
Kid.
one of the few things
Oh,
I wasn't
yeah.
down with. And so this would be another one of those things where they pull the wool over. Like they know everybody wants like bring in the X-Men, make it weird. And so if this is another one of those things where it's just kind of like a gotcha, it was just we just cast Evan Peters in this role, but because you imagine that, like we've said before, they're gonna bring in new X-Men. It's not gonna be the Fox one, so it makes sense. But it's one of those tricks that feels a little bit like a cheap shot. But at the end of the day, I'm still down for it. It's whatever.
Yeah, I mean, it is kind of weird. It's just as confusing more than anything because
Yeah.
now we're all just left. Like they even kind of explained it in this episode, but at the end of it, I still am not 100% positive. Like I'm still not 100% sure it's not multiverse or it is.
And we know the multiverse is gonna come up, so it's like even if he isn't from the multiverse, like I mean, we got Doctor Strange and Spider-Man, so we know that's
Right,
gonna be
but
a
then
thing.
what's the point of that's the thing?
Yeah.
I guess it's like then what's the point of Evan?
Exactly.
You know?
It's
But
just a-
I'm not
just to
mad
play
at
on
it.
our
He was
weaknesses.
great. He was good in it,
He
so
was
I'm
good.
okay with it. But yeah, I feel like finding all that out helps, and then you get more of an idea of what Agatha's intentions are, and it's literally just seems like she wants to control whatever power that Wanda has.
She's a jealous
'Cause-
type.
Or she just wants to learn. She's just like, holy
think-
shit,
yeah, I think-
how'd you do this?
Which I think is interesting considering what you were telling us last week. Because I know Matthew and I know nothing about Agatha, and I think maybe you looked into it and you said in the comics or in some sort of
Yeah, she's some type of
Um,
teacher.
she's a teacher to Wanda, right?
Well,
To
yeah,
some
that's
sort
at
of
least what I
extent?
read. Didn't read a lot, but like it seems like she's like a mentor of sorts,
Yeah.
which
Right.
I think she can still be a mentor even if she's like learning. Like she might, I'm assuming, is
Assuming
gonna
she doesn't
teach
snap
Wanda
her
how to
kids' necks.
control it.
Right. Because
Yes.
if she does that, she's crossing a line that I don't think could be crossed
Yeah, I
back.
think you come back, dude.
Yeah,
Um,
I mean, I don't think she's gonna
that'd
kill
be-
the
that'd be a
kids.
bit too
If
hard.
anything, I didn't realize,
Are the
which I
kids
guess
even
we're
real?
jumping to the end, but I didn't realize how far into the show we had already gotten. So I didn't know it was gonna end right there. And so I was like, oh, cool, we're about to see the kids' powers. And then it
Yeah,
just
I was
ended,
thinking
and I
about
was
that.
like, oh, okay. Never mind. Another
So-
episode.
Scarlet Witch.
So at this point, is there really an argument for who the strongest Avenger is? Because I mean, this girl literally like Wanda
made a
just
town.
recreated. Dude, she just recreated Vision.
Yeah.
Sure too.
Okay. So that's like the other thing that I'm just like blown away by because I feel like we haven't really even talked about that being a possibility. Like we haven't even discussed if that Vision isn't the Vision from the compound that she stole it from.
Well,
Also, we just got our answer.
But no, that's what I'm saying. I'm just saying like that's a crazy reveal because
Right.
we weren't
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
expecting it
Right,
like at all.
right.
Like that wasn't even something that was on people's radar.
Well,
so that's
Right.
more what I mean.
I'm trying to remember, guys, because it's been a long ride. It's been a long ride. I think we'd all agree. When it started, didn't we just think everything was kind of fake? So, like, the Vision in there, didn't we sort of assume, like, she's just making
No,
this fake
because
Vision?
Remember that episode?
We did.
That's what I'm saying. So then
Oh,
when
with
we
the
got to
footage, you mean?
episode 4, then that's when we were
No.
like, oh, yeah, she stole Vision's body. So maybe
Well,
this is the
I
real
also
Vision.
was thinking too, because not just that, but also that episode where you just see dead Vision, like a flash of
Oh, my
dead Vision.
God. That scared
In
me.
my mind, I was just like, oh, that was like the magic worn off, like
Oh,
letting
yeah,
us
yeah.
see what it looks like, not with her eyes. That's what I
Right,
always
right.
thought.
That's
Right.
what I thought
So
too.
I was
yeah.
like, oh, that's like dead Vision that she's using. And so this whole time I've been believing that, especially because of the compound stuff where she like goes in there and like steals his body, or they show her steal his body. But
Yep.
clearly that doesn't happen.
So clearly,
Right.
so that dude Tyler the
Yeah.
the
Tyler
creator,
Hayward.
Hayward,
Tyler the creator.
he clearly like just manipulated that footage because I think when we saw that he was showing it to
How did he do it though?
who knows, man, crazy technological sciences. But yeah, so he wanted Agent Wu and what's her name? Her name's escaping me.
Monica?
Zaxby? No.
Oh, Kat
Fucking
Denning's
Zaxby.
character. I can't remember her
Yes.
real name, her character's name.
Um,
Yeah. So he's trying to convince everybody that
He is.
she's like a bad person who started all of this. I mean, Omar's right. Like the scenes you get with her, like I feel like this was peak Wanda because you're getting to like everyone knows she's been through so much and she's in so much pain, but this is literally just showing you all the pain. Like you get to see her as a kid, happy with her like great parents that are trying to take care of her, and then they die, and then you see the whole Stark bomb thing that happens, which I'm crazy and actually listen to the thing that recommends you watch Age of Ultron after these shows.
Oh
So
yeah,
I
you watched
watched
it?
it.
I love
And
it.
I'm not kidding. In Age of Ultron, word for word, they explain that scene. Like her and Quicksilver explain, yeah, this bomb hits our house. A Stark
know, I told
bomb
you guys that.
falls. But I didn't know like it was word for
We didn't
word
believe
like
you,
that
straight up.
Oh,
scene.
yeah, yeah.
I didn't know you said
Hate to fucking
that.
see it. I did like on the second episode of WandaVision, I think, or
Guys.
something. Remember, because we were talking about the commercials, the weird commercials.
Oh no, but I
and
more
it-
just
with
mean
the
like
Stark-
I was shocked that it like played out exactly the way they
Oh, I
explained it
see
in the
what you mean.
movie.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
he was saying we were there for 2 days, the second bomb didn't blow up, and all of that
Mhm, mhm.
happens. Like they played it out for real, and I was like, oh, that's
They showed it?
cool.
Yeah.
I like
So
when they
wait,
just
did we
connect
confirm?
stuff.
Did
Okay.
we confirm that it was her parents from the commercials?
Yes.
'Cause
No.
I don't remember.
No. Nope. I'm lying.
Is it? Is it? I couldn't tell. I wasn't paying. I like didn't know that was a.
I hope
Yeah, I
I'm
don't-
never
I don't know.
trusted
I
with
really-
actual facts or anything on this show, or that anybody actually trusts me with anything, because I'm clearly
First
just
of all, no one should trust
fucking
any
ready
of
to
us.
confirm anything.
Yeah. Honestly.
Also, speaking of me getting stuff wrong, I called Kat Dennings Zaxby. Her name is Darcy. So
Yeah. Well,
Oh,
where do you get Zaxby?
I thought you were.
don't know.
That's like a chicken place.
it is. I don't know.
Jesus.
I wasn't paying attention to her parents like the way they looked, so I cannot
Mm.
confirm it. I didn't
Yeah,
think they
all-
looked like them, but
I would have.
don't know.
Yeah. So even if it wasn't though, all those commercials with like the Stark toaster and stuff, clearly that was related. Foreshadowing.
Yeah,
yeah.
of course. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, but that's how
Crazy.
I guess that's where we're starting to get to the background of Wanda not being like being experimented on, but it not like all of her powers not coming just from that.
Yeah, so that's cool because I'm
Right?
assuming in Age of Ultron, it's been a minute since I've seen it, but so they talk about just hiding in there for 2 days, but they don't talk about how she cast the what was it, the probability hex or whatever on the missile
Yeah.
to make, that's basically why it didn't blow up, right? So that's cool because I think we really realized that she was actually a witch, right? They always made it seem that she was just somebody that got experimented on by Hydra. So
Yeah, that she got like in the MCU, we were led to believe that she got her powers from the Soul Stone, right?
Right. So now we kind of know she just was a witch, and that's cool. And then
Which
the,
is
Already.
crazy. I
and then
wasn't
the
expecting.
the stone and the scepter like communicating with her in that other flashback kind of just enhanced everything, and it's
Yeah.
cool.
So do you think that's why she has such a like connection and burning love for Vision? because she's
For
so
Vision?
connected to
I mean,
the
I
Soul
always thought that.
Stone. I never put two
I
and
mean,
two together, honestly.
Yeah.
But now that
I'm
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 seeing this, I
almost
do.
certain that was a thing, like among fans. Like I think that was something they always thought.
I
They
don't
like always
read,
talked about.
so it's like if it's not in this brain of mine, I'm not gonna know what everyone else is
It's not.
thinking.
It's
So,
not. Yeah.
so does that mean
Absolutely
if in Infinity War, if they were successful in removing the stone from Vision, then she like a month would have gone by and she's gonna be like, you know what, dude, like I'm really just not
Then, like,
feeling
I
it
think you
anymore.
need to move out.
Yeah, you know, you either put that gem back in your head or we're done. We're out. Yeah.
Jeez, that would have been awkward.
That would've been really
What
awkward.
about the Vision we see after though?
Fucking dude.
the one that Tyler
Like
Hayward
the
has.
all white.
Yeah, all
Yeah,
white.
the
I
all white one.
I
Like,
tell
what
you
is
what.
that? What,
He's
what
like the
what fuck's going on?
recreation. I'm assuming that this guy has been housing Vision and keeping him for himself because he wants to turn him into a weapon. Like
Yeah.
the exact thing
Weapon.
Vision didn't want happening is what this man's doing.
Right.
Yeah. So that's
Right.
gonna be
Not cool,
basically
dude.
it's basically Vision without the stone, right? So he's probably not gonna have all
Yeah.
the goodness of Vision. He's gonna be a
Exactly.
bitch.
Well, yeah, he's
The-
just gonna
the
be
heart-
Kill everybody.
essentially like a robot that just goes around and can destroy everyone. So that'll be interesting. It'll also suck. And then I was like, oh man, is she gonna have to kill that Vision now? Because that'll suck. Even like that's just another thing.
I
for her
know,
to go
right?
through.
Really put these fucking
Come
people through the
on.
ringer in this show. Because you know
I
that's
mean,
what's happening.
I just never. I always knew she went through so much, but having it played out, like each scene being shown so close together of all the things she went through, you're just like, damn, that is rough.
Yeah.
She really
I
went
get
through
it.
a lot. Since since next week is the last episode, like let's have this conversation now instead of like waiting to have it next week
Okay.
after the episode actually comes out of who we think that special character is going to be, because I want to tell you guys something that we like went right over our heads 2 episodes ago. I
Cool.
was reading about it like all over the place. Apparently they already confirmed who the fucking aerospace engineer is. And it's not Reed Richards. Like it was just one of Monica's friends.
Oh.
And a lot of people were like pretty upset about it because it was
Nice.
just like a random ass character. And they're saying that it still could like it's not like it's 100% not gonna be Reed Richards at the end. Not the aerospace engineer. That's already confirmed that it was someone else. But
Okay.
they're saying like there's still a character that's gonna make
Right.
an appearance in the last episode. Where are we with that?
I
Doctor
Now
still
that
think
we're
Strange.
on
it's
episode 8.
Doctor Strange.
Doctor Strange?
Yeah.
I do. If he would have been mentioned or came into an episode before now, I would think it could be someone else. But now I just for sure think it's Doctor Strange.
The-
Either
the-
Doctor Strange or
It's-
Cap somehow.
It's kind of it's one of those things where them saying that it's gonna be this big surprise or something. Like if it is Doctor Strange, I mean it's still gonna be cool as shit. But yeah, that's
it's
the
gonna be cool,
easy
but
guess.
it'll be less.
It's the easy
yeah.
guess
It's the
only
easy
because
guess, right?
since they've said this leads into Multiverse of Madness, it's like okay, Doctor Strange, I guess.
Since we're guessing it's Doctor Strange and Reed Richards is a little less likely now, which he could still do it, but is a little less
Right.
likely. Who else do y'all think it could be if it's not Doctor Strange?
Iron Man.
There's no
Um,
way. The boy's dead.
Okay, so I think we did say Spider-Man's
Get my
coming out
hopes
before
up,
Doctor Strange,
Bailey.
right?
Yes. Spider-Man's end of this
Okay.
year, and Doctor Strange is like March of 2022.
I think it's Peter Parker.
Home slice.
I think it's a Spider-Man.
It's
I'm
a
not gonna
good
say which
point.
Spider-Man, but I think it's a Spider-Man.
Garfield.
Dude, oh my!
don't
We
know.
were talking about this one of the last episodes. I'm like, if Tobey Maguire just shows up in this shit, I'm gonna be
Can
so
you fucking
excited.
imagine, dude? Can
Dude.
you
But
imagine?
it
he
wait,
just
has
shows
to
up
wait,
with,
wait,
like, a
wait.
beard?
Roll it all back. We've talked a lot about Elizabeth Olsen's tweet or interview where she said it's on Luke Skywalker level, and we said how
Did you
could
just
it
say
not
tweeter?
be? Did I say
He
tweet?
did say Twitter.
I said
What the
tweeter? No, I didn't.
fuck?
I don't believe you.
You
Did I really?
absolutely did.
Well,
Yes.
I'm just
it's
gonna.
okay, it's
I'm
okay.
believing you said it.
I can't wait to go back and watch this. Anyway, wow. Now I've been totally distracted. Fucking knocked off.
Are you
my
talking about
horse.
Tobey
Thanks, guys.
Maguire reactivating his Twitter?
No, I wasn't
Did
even
he
saying that.
reactivate his
He
Twitter?
did though. He did though.
He
Oh
did?
my god!
Yeah.
I think this is a sign.
No, what I was getting at though was just that, like, so we were all saying, how could it possibly live up to Luke Skywalker level expectations she set? I feel like Tobey Maguire might be the only thing that maybe would get the reaction,
Absolutely.
the same par
Absolutely.
of reaction. So I don't know,
I
maybe.
feel like
Oh,
next week when we have the reveal of who it finally is, and it's inevitably not Tobey Maguire, everyone's gonna be like, "These people are idiots."
it's
that they even
I take
believe
back
this
what I
is
said.
possible.
It's the
I
MCU
take back what I
Quicksilver.
said.
It's just the Pietro from Age of Ultron is back, and we're like, oh
No.
yeah.
I take back what I said after this episode. Just because obviously, like I think we talked about this, and a lot of people were thinking it's gonna be either like Professor X or Magneto, and I
Mm.
take back what I said about Peter Parker. I still think it could be Peter Parker, but I'm gonna go with Magneto, and let me tell you why. Because after this episode,
we
now
technically-
we know Wanda was a witch all along.
Yeah.
She had her powers. She need the Soul Stone. It's not from the Soul Stone. It's not from those experiments. How the fuck she get her powers? It's not from her random ass parents.
So
I'm gonna say Magneto.
I was gonna say, so since she's a like witch, that means she's not like a mutant. So does that mean her dad isn't Magneto?
She is a mutant. Magneto is her father.
Even in this, like for sure. So does that mean the dude
Not
we
for
saw?
sure,
Well,
but
I mean, that's
yeah.
how it is in the X-Men universe. If she is if she is a person in the X-Men universe and she's a twin of Quicksilver,
Okay, then
then
let me-
inevitably Magneto would be her dad. But I don't know how that
Let-
translates to this universe.
Let me answer your question
Well, I
with a
didn't think
question.
he did up
then.
until this episode.
Didn't
What?
Oh,
we?
interesting.
Didn't we already see fucking Magneto then in the room right before he got blown to hell? Her parent, her father.
No,
No, that's
bro,
not. We're not saying that.
That could be
that's
the-
not
that could be-
Magneto.
Two
Listen to me.
people-
That could be the new
that-
Magneto.
Are you telling me that guy was Magneto? Have you lost your fucking mind?
He
Listen
could,
to
he
me.
could be. What is
Listen
it?
to me.
Omar, tell me what is
Listen.
inherently wrong with that man that he could not be Magneto?
No hairline, dude. His hairline was non-existent. That's not Magneto.
Him and
Come on,
Professor
man.
X can't both be bald. That's just not how
My
the
point
will
exactly.
ever work.
In this
Thank you,
universe,
host.
dude, they get
no,
weird.
listen, buddy. Two parents. Look, bro, I've been raising you since high school. You should know this more than anyone. Two people raising you does not make them your real parents.
Sure, but
Okay.
I don't know, man.
Listen,
Yeah,
I don't know.
Magneto-
I'm just saying.
Deadbeat dad could have just been like, I'm going to Sokovia. I'm dropping these twins off at this front door. And that's who raises them.
Exactly.
They totally
Exactly.
twist the whole Magneto thing for this. All I'm saying, hey, it's
Exactly.
possible.
No, I
I
just
hope
think
they do.
now it's a bit more possible just because which I mean, yeah, it blew my mind. I think it blew everyone's mind the fact that Wanda like was probably a witch all along, right?
That's what it seems like.
I guess I'm still a little confused on how Quicksilver gets his powers, like her actual brother in the MCU.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's
I
I
true.
feel like
It only makes
I'm-
sense if they were like if they inherited the powers from a parent
Right. Can
with like an
I'm-
actual existing hairline.
so that's
What
I
were you gonna
guess.
say?
God. That's what I was getting at though, because I don't know as much. So her being a witch, she can still be a mutant. You can be like a mutant witch, or no?
Well, no, I think witchcraft and being a like superpower type person are two different things because
So
witches aren't necessarily considered that, but
Right.
she ends up getting more power from the soul stone too.
that's what I'm
So,
confused on. Is
I
if
don't know
sh-
anything about that.
At the end of the day, I am fucking stupid.
At the end of the day, we're answering questions that none of us actually know.
we are not equipped
So,
for this.
I will say though, right now where I stand, I think it's 97% Doctor Strange, 2% Tobey Maguire, 1% dead Pietro. Because we did find out, I'm just throwing that out there, she can bring people back to life essentially. That's like what they're hinting at. So
Hope it's not dead Pietro.
if it's dead Pietro, he's just gonna be walking up with a bunch of holes in his chest. But 2% Tobey Maguire. I'm still flying high on that. I'm praying and hoping. And if it's gonna be one, I want it to be Tobey Maguire from Spider-Man 3.
And Bailey,
Only one
listen to
I'll
me.
accept.
When
No,
you,
I want Tobey Maguire from anything but Spider-Man 3 for fucking Seabiscuit. I'll take that. Jesus.
Bailey, when your
And
hopes
then-
come crashing down next week, I want you to pinpoint where this fucking seed got planted. It was on this podcast with Omar.
It was.
Omar injecting
He-
hopes and
he said
dreams
something
into your
about
brain.
A Spider-Man coming from a different universe, and immediately I was like, it's Tobey Maguire. If that does not happen, I will be wearing all black for mourning. I will be having
Like Peter.
a eulogy behind me, just ready to be depressed at the fact that Tobey Maguire will never have his due diligence, like his day in the sun. He'll never have it again.
At least he's back
until-
on Twitter.
Inevitably, Spider-Man. But
Nobody laughed at
um,
my Twitter joke.
Holy shit, dude.
Aw.
I'm sorry. I was reading a very interesting article. Apparently in 2014, it officially became a thing in canon to where Scarlet Witch was no longer considered like Wanda was no longer considered a mutant and she just considered a witch. And apparently she casts a spell on Magneto and Quicksilver, like on her own bloodline, to where
Oh.
she kind of like just separates entirely from them. So I don't even know what the fuck to think anymore,
Wow.
honestly.
I feel like that's the thing. I think there's so much lore that goes
Yeah.
into these comics that Marvel has to just cut it down, like real tiny, to where
And obviously,
it can
we have
be
no idea
understandable. Yeah,
what
so
the hell
like
we're talking about.
all of us are
We
just our
don't,
minds
bro.
are gonna. This is all I have. Our minds will just run wild because we have so many potential slight options that could happen, but probably won't. But
Mhm.
you never know. So I still think it's Doctor Strange. At the end of the day, that's where I'm gonna stand.
Okay.
I wanted
Tobey
to
Maguire,
safe.
2% though.
I wanted to give a quick shout out to the scene that really made me fucking cry earlier was when she's like in the lab with the actual visions, like all dismembered body, and she puts her hand on his
That
head,
part was so hard.
and she's just like,
Ugh,
I can't feel you. And I was like, oh,
Yeah.
I know. That
I
was good.
really like
That
the
was
accent,
good, Matt.
brother.
I know.
You
It
like-
was
Yeah,
good.
it was that. It was the compound scene, and then it was a scene where she goes to the house, and that fucking hit me hard because
Oh my
I guess
God,
that was the
yeah.
house her and Vision bought together before he died in Infinity
Yeah.
War,
oh my
and then
god,
she just
I didn't
fucking
even
lets it
realize it.
all out.
And that's the thing.
Right?
That's when
am I right to assume that?
No,
No,
it
you definitely
is,
are.
and that's
Okay.
what sucks.
I was wondering where she got the map.
because- Well, yeah, and you can tell like when she's driving through Westview. Oh my God. I'm glad. I'm really glad that's what you focus on. When she's driving through Westview, that's when you learn Westview wasn't this random place. Like she chose this place for a reason, and she didn't even purposefully choose it, and that's what you also learn too. But like she's driving through this place where Vision, or Viz as she likes to say,
Viz.
I think because he knows her and is in love with her and has been with her for so long, knows that like she loves the old-timey shows and sitcoms and stuff like that. So he finds a place that is similar to that for them to start building their life together. And then
God.
she gets to the house with the map and like a heart saying like we're going to build or whatever. We're going to build. Like, Bob the
We gonna
Builder.
build.
Hey,
Bob
we
the
gonna build
Builder.
all year.
Vince the Builder.
Oh
No,
my God.
listen. The MCU, they're so fucking smart with this shit. They're so wholesome. They've done this always and forever with their movies, with their TV shows. The fact that we see a young Wanda watching TV with her parents at the compound. We see the older, I guess, more current Wanda watching TV now with Vision, and pretty much like he's experiencing this for the first time with her, a comedy for the first time with her, and his reactions. He's never like experienced this, and
Yeah.
just to see them experiencing that together, like that's full circle, man. That's what the MCU does. That's what they're known for, and it's so fucking wholesome. I love that shit.
It just makes
so
you
good.
care that much more about their
Right.
relationship. And then that's why you understand when she hits her breaking point, because she's seen her dismembered love of her life being like surgically removed and all those
imagine?
it was just all like that scene probably hit me the most because I just imagine like seeing a loved one who's dead but they have to operate on them for some specific reason and you just have to look at like his dead body. It's just I can't even imagine how like someone could go through that. And so she sees that and then hits her breaking point at the house and then drops to her knees and like creates everything from her chest. Like
That was
it's
fucking
just,
wild, dude.
it all goes out and then Westview is
Chaos.
created. And it's crazy to see that we always assumed this could just be her doing it from sheer pain. But there's always that everybody was like, "Oh, it's Mephisto, like somebody's controlling her." But then
It's gonna be Mephisto.
I just got called a manifesto
us
last time.
3 weeks ago.
But that's the thing. That's what I love about this too, because like Omar was saying earlier, it just makes you realize how strong she is, because she really is doing all of it, and she didn't even try to. It just happened because she was in like excruciating pain. So I think that's really cool and interesting, and I'm curious to see what's gonna happen with Agatha, because I don't really get
Right
what
now,
part
she's
she's
just
gonna
about to
play in this
fucking-
right now.
She yanks her fingers. All I'm saying, those kids.
God,
Go.
I hate that I'm bringing this up, but I
Here we
almost feel
go.
like I have to. So in Doctor Strange in the movie, and I saw this on TikTok, there was a book when Doctor Strange first goes into like that library with all the books
Yeah.
with the spells and everything. There's one scene where he asks, "Where's this book?" He's like showing him like a few books, and there's one missing. Apparently, the same symbol on that book is a symbol in Agatha's little
book?
caves or whatever.
Interesting. I love it.
And that the book she had in there was the book that's missing, apparently, with all the spells and
Do
stuff.
we wait?
People
what
are
do we?
so cool.
what do we
for
know about
figuring
that book?
out for us.
What do we know
They're
about that
fucking
book?
nerds. Just that it has a bunch of spells in it.
Oh,
Yeah.
He's just
And that
saying
it's
like
not supposed
that's
to be
the
taken.
book that Agatha has, but it was she obviously stole it from the library where Doctor Strange was.
Right.
fucking
So.
Cumberbatch is coming. Just get ready.
I think he's
Yeah.
coming too. He's
He's
coming back
gonna-
with a friggin'
He's gonna be there with his little
But I
swirly
love
hair.
that.
1 week from now.
I love it. Can't wait.
portals are going to be popping up all over the damn place.
Yep. Take it to the fucking bank.
I'm excited though to see. I'm curious what's going to happen because I feel like this next episode feels like it has to be like an hour and a half because they gotta start throwing so much shit in there.
It's
Like,
the only
we
way
need to get
Kevin.
this-
It's the only way Kevin Feige won't be a fucking liar because I think he said something like the last 3 episodes will have a runtime of like 3 hours, and that's why everyone assumed the last 3 was going to be an hour each.
Oh, an hour each.
Dang.
So maybe
it will. Because that's what
What
I'm
hap- yeah.
saying.
it's just a movie.
I'm saying, or maybe he was rounding up, but he rounded up by a lot. Like it's really gonna be
Yeah,
215.
by like 20
But he was like, "Oh, just round up for
I hope
round
that's
up
what
for the
happened.
folks." But I am because they have to. I mean, we're gonna have to see something. I am assuming we're gonna see something more with Monica and her powers. Then we gotta see
Maybe.
little Ty Hayward do whatever he's gonna try to do with this
Fucking
other
lie to us again.
monster vision, and then Agatha has the children being choked. It's like what's gonna happen? I don't know. I feel like there's a lot of things that it could play out in the next episode, and then the last shot is just gonna be like Doctor Strange like levitating with like his hands doing the little circle things.
I
That's
hope
gonna be the last shot, and it's gonna
And
cut
Toby's
to
gonna be
black.
right behind him.
And then Toby's gonna
Fucking-
swing in
I-
with his black hair.
Woo!
I hope they're all wearing fucking beekeeper outfits too, like our dumbasses
Oh
thought
my
in
God.
episode
I
2.
Can you
love
imagine?
that.
Jesus.
Man,
it
I
to
just
me.
going back and listening to how we were saying stuff was gonna play out in the first like 3 episodes. We're such idiots.
I tell you what, a lot of wrong shit in those first 2 or 3 episodes.
And that's the thing. We never claim to be right. We just say
Exactly.
this could
That's the best thing
happen.
about it.
So, but yeah, I feel like this episode got me so pumped for like what's to come in the next movies and
ready.
the next show. Like it's playing
next
out
phase.
really well, and I love it. Yeah, the phase.
Yeah.
And that's what I think these shows are so genius for, like doing this and creating all these shows to kind of get you hyped for the next
Mhm.
phase. Because not that we're not excited, but with Endgame, I feel like when it ended, we could have just been okay and
Right.
not needed much else. So you need something to kind of get that hype flowing again. And these shows are, this one show is already doing enough for me. And I
Mhm.
love that. So
I couldn't agree more. Could not
I'm with
agree
it.
more. And I'm really excited for next week. And I'm really excited to talk about the last episode with you guys and just see how wrong and how fucking stupid.
we're gonna
What-
be so fucking wrong.
What new ways can we be wrong on this podcast?
Oh,
Tune in
man.
next week.
Yeah, for real. We
Yep.
might as well close out the show, honestly. But so yeah,
Let's
I
do
feel
it.
like we have so much to come, but also probably no answers. So that'll be fun.
We're only
Um,
starting with our potential, guys. Oh, you meant
but yeah.
WandaVision. Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I
Oh,
lost.
no,
God.
not us personally.
It's not always
But
going to be
anyway.
this bad.
But so don't forget, we always have Thursdays, Thursday morning, we always have our book club, our movie book club. Continuing with the Snyder Cut Down, it's going to be Justice League. That's going to be a doozy. So make sure you tune in for that. Next
Make
Friday,
sure you watch it.
our last Fridays with Wanda and Vision. We'll never have another one because I don't think
that's
they're
fucking
creating a
sad,
second
honestly.
season. So
Nope. Feige said fuck no.
So make sure you come back for that Friday evening. It'll be up there, ready to be watched, and everyone can tell us how wrong we are in the comments and how wrong we'll continue to be throughout all of these shows. Probably feel free, but also
Do
you
it,
can
just
watch
comment.
us. If you don't want to watch us, you can also listen to us again on Spotify, Breaker, Google Podcasts, Pocket Casts, Radio Public, and most importantly, Apple Podcasts. And follow us on any social media that isn't Facebook. Again, at Again Press or Instagram at Press Play Again. The first one was Twitter. I didn't say it, or Tweeter, as Matt likes to say.
Jesus Christ.
And I think we also, Tuesday, we're going to have a little special episode. It's going to be rounding out our Lord of the Rings discussion reactions, which we will be ending, of course, with The Return of the
excited.
King. Super excited for that. So that'll be on Tuesday. But other than that, I think I hit everything that I always have to hit. I sometimes forget shit, so sorry, guys. But
Smash that like button.
yeah, hit that like button. I don't know why I got an accent for
Oh,
that.
Hit that like button.
But anyway, until then, stay super.